Hi and welcome. You're watching another 24/7 TBC live broadcast. My name is Paul and this is episode 39 and today's date is May 15th, 2018, and the title of this episode is, well, what is it? I don't know because I can't see it. But anyway, it probably has something to do with leverage because that's what I've really been thinking so strongly about, is the fact that we have never been in a situation like this in our lifetime where we have such massive leverage to protect and have a solution for poverty. Okay. Now I'm going to first run over really just a couple of things here about cryptocurrency, just for those of you who may not understand what cryptocurrency is yet. You just came upon this video and you don't have a really basic knowledge at all of cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is a digital asset, okay? It's designed to work as a medium of exchange that uses cryptography to secure its transactions, okay? To control the creation of additional units and to verify the transfer of assets. Cryptocurrencies are a type of digital currencies, alternative currencies, and virtual currencies. Cryptocurrencies are decentralized control as opposed to centralized electronic money in central banking systems. The decentralized control of each cryptocurrency works through a blockchain, which is a public transaction database functioning as a distributed ledger. Now, most of us are familiar and have heard of Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin was created in 2009, and it was the first decentralized cryptocurrency. But since then, over 1,800 cryptocurrencies have been created. Now, cryptocurrencies, like Bitcoin, are traded on the coin market. And this is very important to understand because this is what makes TBC, or the Billion coin, the coin that I represent, different from all the others. Okay, now all markets are part of the central banking system and are designed for the elites to control the people's currency and hoard the wealth to themselves. Let me go over it first, because I always forget, and see if there's anybody here yet on the live chat. And just say hi. Hang on, my Wi-Fi seems to be running slow, as usual. It doesn't want to go over there. Let me try one more time. It's starting to pop up. Put my glasses on so I can see you guys. Hey, Steven, how you doing? One more time. It's starting to pop up. Adriana, how you doing? TBC Dr. Joe Stevens, how you doing? Thanks for coming on and participating. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Most of you have heard me say the same things all the time. But I've decided that I'm going to make some changes and specifically come up with titles that I want to talk about that particular day. And I will reflect that in the title of my videos. Like today, it's using leverage to become a billionaire. Okay. So, and then other days it might just be educational. Things that have to do with cryptocurrency, how the blockchain works, how it came to be, what it means for us, and current economic situations at play here in America and in other parts of the world, what's happening, what's going on in politics, because politics and money are intertwined. You can't have one without the other. And the importance of freedom that comes with having our own monetary system that is not controlled by a central banking system. Things like that I'm going to pack together into one particular day's video or day's broadcast. And so that way people can go back to my channel, and when they catch a video and they can go back and say, well, there's a subject I'm interested in, and click on and watch that. So today I'm going to specifically talk about the leverage of what our coin, where our coin is at. And I've mentioned this before, but I really want to get into it, even if it's just for 20 more minutes or a half hour, and leave it at that. So I'm going to assume that most of who is watching right now is aware of cryptocurrency and what it represents. And the fact that it is on, most of the current cryptocurrencies are on a market exchange, which is like the stock market and can be manipulated by the wealthy. Okay, but our coin was never designed to do that. It was not intended to do that. We purposely kept it off the market because we didn't want to lose that control and have our coin fluctuate in price and become too volatile for people to be able to use it with confidence that it's not going to take a dive bomb the next day after they accept it. I'm talking about businesses, merchants, retailers, service providers. Okay, you can't really get an economy going until these individuals have confidence in that currency. Now, with Bitcoin, the first coin that came out, it's been around since 2010, really in use. So it's been 8 years. It's finally got a very small economy going on, in spite of the fact that the price fluctuates every single day. It either goes up or it goes down. And it could go down day after day after day. It could go up day after day after day. It could go down, down, or up, whatever. It just drives you crazy if that's what you're relying on. But they do have a small economy because enough people, business people, understand that because of proof of work and supply and demand when it comes to Bitcoin, that the price will go up every year more than it was the year before. So those individuals who are accepting Bitcoin right now are just putting it aside and hanging on to it. Okay, they have enough cash flow using fiat currency that they can continue to do business and just go ahead and store that Bitcoin as an investment. Okay, but that's not the way it is on a mass scale. So there are about 12 million people using Bitcoin right now. 12 million. And they have, like I said, a very small economy. There are some places you can actually use Bitcoin to purchase items. So Bitcoin is an option, as all the cryptocurrencies are an option, to protect your wealth. Okay. What else protects your wealth? Well, gold, silver, platinum, anything that has value and is in limited supply can be used to protect your wealth. Now, why would you need to protect your wealth if you've got wealth or if you've got money? Well, because the money system that we're on is really not money, right? It's fiat. It's currency. It has nothing backing it up. No gold, no silver, nothing. It's just nothing. And the cash we have is just paper. You can't turn it in for gold. You can't turn it in for silver. You can't do anything with it except start a fire with it and cook some food if you're lucky. So, but there's enough trust, obviously, in the people that are using it that is still in use today. But it's coming down because it's just been around too long and they've made too much. And it's absolutely ridiculous because the world is rebelling against the US dollar / Federal Reserve note, which is the private banking system that we turned our monetary system over to in 1913 when Woodrow Wilson signed the Federal Reserve Act into law and betrayed the American people. Okay, it's against the Constitution. And from that point on, the central banking system made our money and lent it to us for interest. And so they had to, the government, the system, had to create another unconstitutional system called the IRS in order to charge the American people income tax. Okay, so that we can pay back the interest and the principal on these loans. I don't even think there's enough to barely be able to pay the interest on these loans now. $22 trillion in debt to a private banking system is ridiculous. And that's why we have problems, not only in America, but throughout the world, because the central banking system is in control. They have been. They're losing control as I speak. Okay? Countries are rebelling against the US dollar. China is doing it right now. Russia has already done it. Back their ruble by gold. China's backed their yuan by gold. And they are using it to buy their oil. And they are the largest consumer of oil in the world. If they make a deal with Saudi Arabia, which is, I think, their main supplier, then, and Saudi Arabia accepts the yuan instead of the US petrodollar, that's the end of the US dollar in China. There's over 1 billion people. Those dollars are going to come back. But it's happening all over the world. There's not a single country out there I know of that has any kind of faith or trust in the US money. Creating their own gold so that they can give confidence to their people. And if need be, they can back their cryptocurrency or their currency, whatever it is, by gold. Now let's just talk about America. What's going on here? Well, we can see what's going on. Okay. And the system has to crash. Okay. It's going to crash because we, the patriots who put Trump in office, we have to crash that system. That system is we are at war, and people don't seem to that, and the patriots all over the world are in the same type of war, and that war is against not any certain individual, not any country. In America, it's almost like we're at war against ourselves, but it's not us. It's the central banking system. That's who we are at war with. Not make-believe, people. These are extremely dangerous individuals. I mention this almost every day. We have 7.5 billion people on this earth and only 2,000 billionaires. Just let that sink in. 2,000 billionaires out of 7.5 billion people. 2,000 billionaires control 99.5% of the wealth of this world as of 2016. The other 0.5% is divided among the rest of the 7.5 billion people. System has to crash, and this is it. Okay? We are finding a position because of technology that this president can do something about it, and we can do something about it, and we've been preparing for this for a while. Ever since Satoshi Nakamoto, which is an anonymous name as far as we understand, created the blockchain platform and came out with cryptocurrency. And since then, the blockchain platform has become so big that people are using it for all kinds of things, not just to come up with coin, a monetary system, new monetary systems that people can use instead of the central banking note, which is worthless, and continue to stay enslaved by that system. But they're using it to back up documents, to back up their government paperwork, to do all kinds of things because it's private, it's secure, it's encrypted, it's cryptography. So the difference between these coins that have been created and are now on a market, which is the central banking system's system, because think about it, think about any market, commodities market, stock market. The rich can come in and buy what they want because they've got the money. They can buy it all to themselves, raise up the price, draw everybody in, all the masses of people, draw them in. My Wi-Fi is like wigging out. I hope you guys can understand me. Draw the people in, and then when the price gets high to a certain point, then the wealthy sell. It's called pump and dump. They dump their stocks, and the stocks go down because they sell. And people start to panic. They don't understand how the system works, and they sell in order to not take a complete loss, or they lose if they're not paying attention, because it can happen so fast. It can happen overnight. They wake up the next morning, they check on their stock, and what? You see, it's gone. Okay, the value has been gone. So the same thing happens with the coin market. Anytime you put anything on the market, you're giving up control of whatever it is, which is basically your money again. Okay, so our coin, but these coins that are on the market are still an option to protect your wealth. Okay, keep that in mind because they are real money, like gold, silver, platinum, and all these other things that are much harder to carry around and use as money or have at your home so somebody can come along and rob you or whatever, or to even get access. If you own it and you got it somewhere else and things fall apart, you may not be able to get access to that gold or silver that you don't have literally in your hand, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? It's like your money in the bank. You think, well, I could just run down to the bank and get it whenever I need it. Well, not if the bank closes. Not if the bank has a bank holiday like they did in Greece recently, and nobody could get their money. The only people that were able to get money over in Greece at that time was people that owned Bitcoin. They went to the ATM machine and took out money by selling their Bitcoin into whatever the cash was over there at that time. It was freaky. Okay, but that's the way it is. And it can happen very easily. And we don't want to get caught with our pants down and not be prepared. So we always tell people, come on, have a little gold or silver, have some fiat cash. Because if you can't get it out of the bank, you're going to need it at home because you're going to see massive inflation, and you're going to need to have something to go out and buy. A little extra water or water filters, a little extra medication, anything you can get that you can barter with also. Toilet paper. There's going to be a lot of things that could go wrong where people aren't able to afford it. It may still be on the shelves. It may not. Who knows? Hopefully we won't see a situation like we saw in Venezuela. We're not being taken over by a socialist government. So a transition will be rough, but we should still be able to survive, and we'll survive better if we're prepared. Otherwise, we're going to have to rely on our neighbors and hope, they're good people. But there will be a transition period. It's coming up, but we don't know how rough it will be. It just depends. Okay. Now, obviously, Patriots and Trump want to hang on to the narrative. They want to do an audit. Since the Fed, we can audit them. So as soon as we will audit them and show the world what they've been doing to us for decades. And that's the end of them. In the meantime, we will have some kind of a global financial reset into a new monetary system that will be backed by gold. That's the only, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Okay. No one is going to have faith in any kind of system that America comes out with, whether it's the American government that's under Trump, Patriots, or banking system again. No one will have any faith unless they back it with gold. The difference will be if Trump and Patriots win and hang on to the narrative, that gold will stay. Just like the gold that's behind China and the ruble are staying. Okay? And this is why China doesn't want to mess with cryptocurrency right now. They want their billion citizens to have faith in that money before they start looking at anything else. But people, the central banking system is scared to death of cryptocurrency because they can't control it. They're going to demonize it every chance they get and say, you guys don't want it. It's too volatile. It's too risky. We were not going to let you buy it with our credit cards. But if you want, you can go down to the casino, spend our credit cards on. That's safe. But don't buy cryptocurrency. Don't buy any Bitcoin. We're not going to let you. Why? Because they don't have control over that. It's just common sense, just logic. Okay? Don't be deceived and lose your logic and your common sense over fear, because that's what their job is, to create fear and emotion in you. If they can get you emotional, they have control over you. It's just that simple. If they create fear in you, they've got control over you, because then you're going to do whatever they tell you. Okay, but we're at a first time in our history where technology has reached the point when we can take our freedom back, we can take our money back. We've never ever been in this position in our lifetime or in the world, mankind's lifetime. Okay, there's a reason it's here. Because God willing, he's going to make some changes. It's not bringing paradise to the world, but he's going to make some changes. God willing. That's where we're headed. He made changes when he brought out the internet. It was really good, wasn't it? Sure, there's always some bad that comes with some technology because there's always bad people. But the good outweigh the bad for the most part, unless the bad gets into a situation where they can control the money of the masses. And then the few do have power. It's like kings, the monarch families of the old. That's where it all started. Okay, those few people, a family, had all the power over the peasants. Okay, that's what my ancestors on my dad's side left England, Scotland, whales to come over here to America and settle. They didn't immigrate. There wasn't anything here. Okay, they settled, made peace with the Native Americans that were here, had Thanksgiving. But those creeps over in Britain followed us, right? And we had to go to literally a physical war with them. But their central banking system, again, took over a number of times. Andrew Jackson was the first one to get rid of it. And there was, I think, another president. I still haven't done my research on that. And then they took over by messing with the election in 1912 against Taft and Woodrow Wilson. Taft was their enemy because Taft would have nothing to do with signing our monetary system over to a private banking system. And Taft had just been our president for 4 years, and he was going to run for another 4 years. And his opponent was Woodrow Wilson, who didn't stand a chance of winning. So the central bankers went to Teddy Roosevelt, the president before Taft, and said, come on, run against these two. Draw enough votes away from Taft that Woodrow Wilson, our man, can win. And that's exactly what happened. So there you go. You got two traitors right there, Teddy Roosevelt and Woodrow Wilson. Wilson won, and 3 days later, he signed the Federal Reserve Act into law. Okay? So the thing is, we haven't been able to get rid of it for 105 years because every single person that came into office from Woodrow Wilson on until John F. Kennedy was bought and paid for by the central bankers. And John F. Kennedy came along, and he was like Trump and Hillary. Hillary was a shoo-in, right? She was supposed to be. Nobody thought Trump was going to win. He didn't stand a chance. Give me a break. That's exactly what it was between Nixon, Richard Nixon, and John F. Kennedy. Nixon was a shoo-in. Nobody knew who John F. Kennedy was. Nobody had any faith in John F. Kennedy, and so they thought. But the Patriots did. So John F. Kennedy squeezed out a small win against Richard Nixon. Okay, Richard Nixon went crazy. Just like we saw Hillary go crazier when he lost. Okay, so we know what happened to Lyndon Johnson, who was bought and paid for, became president, and continued the work of the central banking system, got us involved in Vietnam War, kept us off the gold and silver, the money system, and helped the war machine, which he was a part of. He was from Texas. That's where the war machine is. And when he was done, Richard Nixon said, okay, now I'm going to be president. And he was, again, an absolute shoo-in until Robert Kennedy, decided, I think I'm going to go run for president and see if I can win the Democratic Party. They didn't even let him win the Democratic Party. They weren't even going to take a chance because they could already see the popularity of the people in Robert. So we know what happened to Robert. And then we know Nixon took over. And in 1971, he took our money off the American gold standard. And that created a 100% fiat currency at that time. And since then, well, there was a time when they distracted Americans by coming out with a credit card. Okay? Yeah, that was fun, right? 70s and 80s seemed to be abundant. Reagan came along, but the timing was off. Okay? The timing was off, and he basically had his hands tied. He couldn't do anything about it. By then, the structure was so powerful, so set, that there was just no coming up against that central banking system. Okay? So Reagan came and went, then we had Bush, then we had the Clintons, then we had Bush again, then we had Obama, the worst president that America has ever had. That's the legacy Obama left. And now we have someone who's not a politician, not bought and paid for. He's a businessman, a billionaire, multi, and a supreme deal maker. He has a gift of making himself look like a dodo head while he masterfully, him and his friends, us, do things in the background so that the deep state doesn't know what we're doing. The central bankers don't know what we're doing. And now Trump has come into power, not power, but come into office. Okay, we're bringing peace to North Korea with the help of our friends, China and Russia. Yeah, they're our friends. Okay, we're bringing peace to Syria, and we're going to bring peace to Iran. We're going to bring peace to the Middle East. Okay, we're going to take that monetary system back. We have to. Netanyahu has too much power. He's a crazy, crazy man. He's a madman. Ask any Jew in America how they feel about Netanyahu. Ask any Jew in Israel. Netanyahu is a nut. He just wants war. He's completely deep state, completely central bank, puppet, and he wants war with Iran. Of course, there can never be war with Iran because it would be a third world war. There would be nuclear. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Israel has 10 times the nuclear capability or help than Iran does. In fact, I don't even think Iran has a single nuclear weapon. If you ask me, that's my opinion. That they were just interested in building reactors. But the problem is, the situation is, there was some wheeling and dealing there with the Uranium One deal that Obama and Hillary were involved with. And countries like France and Germany were all part of that. UK, all controlled by the central bankers and the deep state. And they needed Iran to keep quiet. So that's why they were pushing this deal. And Trump said no. So the funding stopped to keep Iran. So now they can speak. So you've got people like John Kerry and others like Obama and breaking an act, going out there yelling, "Hey guys, we got to hang in this together. We got to find some way to get this money to Iran, or they're going to talk. And if they talk, we're all toast." Okay, that's the reality. So what does this have to do with the leverage? Politics are tied together, okay? Freedom. Politics helps that freedom if they're really for the people and not being controlled by greed. Capitalism is better than communism, way better than socialism, but it's ripe for greed. So we need the money in the people's hands. Every country in the world needs their own money in the people's hands. So people are now watching what's going on with cryptocurrency, watching what's going on with Venezuela. There's a socialist government now where the country had nothing, and they had to come up with a cryptocurrency to try to give some confidence in the people and get them to use it. They said, we're going to back it with our oil. Well, the deep state central banking system has put sanctions against Venezuela being able to sell. The people said, hey, is this real? Yeah, we have oil, but we can't sell it. Is this coin really worth anything? And they came back, meaning the government came back and said, well, we have our gold in our country now. Why don't we just back it with gold? Well, that sounds good to us. And so now things are changing. Keep an eye on Venezuela because it's unreal what's going on down there now. In fact, they've just recently started talking to the Palestinian state to make deals with them. And this is a country and a people that have been oppressed and genocided, that's a word, slaughtered bankers in the deep state for decades. And it's got to come to an end. because it's just out of control. And there's never going to be any peace in the Middle East until we get rid of that system. So, as far as I understand, the Rothschilds and the Vatican have already agreed to an exit strategy, which leaves Goldman Sachs and Netanyahu the only threat out there that's left of the central banking system. When we box them in, then that's the end of that. God willing. And hang on to the narrative, we'll bring in a new currency, gold, and we will proceed to go on doing the things that we do, which is make peace throughout the entire world. In the meantime, cryptocurrency is not going away. Anybody in any country can create it for the people, at least enough. Now, without there being no stock market, there'll be no Wall Street, there'll be no markets anywhere. There'll be no income tax. Okay? It sounds crazy because that's all, well, Paul, how are we going to pay for this or that or this or that? Okay, let me give you an example of what our coin can do. Our coin is an abundance-based coin. It's probably determined by a market. Our price of our coin is based on an algorithm that bases its value by people, you and I. So every person that joins our price, the price of our coin, which is called the billion coin, by 1 grain of gold. A grain of gold is the smallest measurement of gold, smaller than a gram. It takes 480 grains of gold to make an ounce of gold, a troy ounce. Okay, so what is the worth of a grain of gold right now? Well, it's worth about $2.80, maybe a little less, US. Okay, so how does your algorithm work? Well, we call it a billion coin for reasons. We're only going to make a billion because our mission is to eliminate global poverty, financial poverty. We have to have enough coins. Compare that to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, they're maxed out, or they're going to be maxed out at 21 million. There's your supply and demand, right? 21 million coins. I think they're close to a mined 17 million already. The rest will be spread out. They'll control the rest in a slower period. Okay, but the billion coin is enough coin to bring complete abundance to the world. It is a solution, option. It is a solution to every financial struggle that you've ever known about. It is the exact opposite of the system we have been raised in and our parents have been raised in. Opposite. Now, our parents didn't see it as bad, okay, because there was still gold backing up the dollar until 71. But they saw a lot of bad things, didn't they? My parents saw World War II. They saw the Korean War. Okay. Which at the end of this year. Because of why? That's right, technology. Technology, Trump, and the Patriots. Mainly technology. So, I don't want to lose my track of thought. Okay, I lost it. So, so the solution is available with our coin because we are going to make 1 billion, never more than that, 1 billion. Okay, so there is your supply and demand right there. The other aspect of our coin is is when we first billion our private community, that price of our coin will max right at that point higher. Even though we'll have Kringles, that's what we call a division of our coin. In fact, we should just call it Kringle coins. Okay, the billion coin sounds pretty cool. What is the billion coin? But Kringle coin is what we call the coin, like that it's called Satoshi's, named after Satoshi Nakamoto, who is an anonymous individual, just like our creator is decided, which is just pure logic and common sense, to stay anonymous. Calls himself Kris Kringle, Santa Claus, right? Because he's giving the gift away. What gift? The gift of free Kringles. Why? Because our algorithm is based on you having some. If you have some, it raises the price of our coin, and it gets us closer to 1 billion people having our coin or Kringles, both. Now, with an algorithm based on membership, and our membership at 3.1 million people after 2 years, the coin is already worth over $8 million a coin. So nobody can buy, well, not nobody, but most people can't buy a full coin. If you don't have a full coin, you're not going to have the maximum price at our first billion people. That maximum price, if it was based on today's price of gold, would be $3 billion for each coin. So if you had one coin, you'd be a multi-billionaire. If you had one coin today, you're already a multi-millionaire. But we have leverage. Why? Because we have kept a small part of our system centralized, which means we can control just a small part of it. We don't control the actual blockchain. Okay. We created a new blockchain. It's called blockchain 2.0. Okay. It's so fast, it does transactions as fast as Visa and MasterCard. We can do it all over the world at the same time. Never bogged down. We don't have to charge any transaction fees. Okay. Our whole entire coin is based on something we are never used to knowing about, and that is unselfishness. The exact opposite of greed is what our community is about. That's why every single patriot in America and in the world needs to belong to our community if they knew it existed. That's why we are doing these 24/7 videos, so that we get enough videos on YouTube that people who are looking up cryptocurrency are going to bump into our videos, and they're going to find out about what we're doing, and they're going to say, wow. Okay, so that's your leverage, is because of the promos that admin constantly has, because he has the ability to spread the wealth out evenly among the full billion people. Do you understand what I just said? We have the ability to spread that wealth out. Nobody can come in, no rich individual can come in and purchase our coin, all the coin they want. They cannot. Now, obviously, we allow people to purchase a certain amount if they're able to, or work for it. And we will reward them because they are doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is spreading the word and getting the coin into people's hands, which increases the value of our coin and gets us closer to that 1 billion. Now, if we started out with 171 individuals when we opened our coin in March of 2016, and we grew by 6,000 times to almost 100,000 a year later. And then from that year, which was last year in March 2017, to this year in March 2018, we grew 30 times to 3 million. Let's just say we only grow 30 times this next 12 months. And let's just say we were still on the old system. We'd be at a 90 million, right? 90 million members. Bitcoin has a small economy at 12 million. So imagine the economy we would have, especially with a coin that we can tell everybody never goes down in value. Never. It only goes up. If you accept our coin, Mr. Businessman, for your product or service, that coin's going to go up tomorrow. It's going to be worth more. Day and the next day and the next day until we max out at our first billion people. And we're only at 90 million. Okay, so it's going to happen a lot sooner than that. Not to mention, our blockchain now is 2.0, which means we can also tell the merchants you can do transactions instantly right there at the cash register, just like Visa and MasterCard, just like Bitcoin does now in places where they allow it. Right, they just show their QR code on their phone and the transaction's done. But there's such a small amount of people doing that the blockchain can hang on, can do it. They can still do about 10 transactions a second, whereas our system could do hundreds of thousands in a minute. Our new one, which we are currently beginning to migrate over. Okay, and we're going to take 90 days, the next 90 days to migrate our system over and bring all of our 3.1, almost 3.2 million members over to the new system. So we're in a flux right now as we're starting to do that. But for so long, testing the system out, it's been built that we don't see any problems at all with it. Not yet. So even though we're beginning slow it up, and that's what we're doing with these videos. We're wrapping up the fact that we need to get out and tell people about the leverage. No, leverage. We have this gift, 25,000 Kringles that we're giving away free. We've been giving it away free, and we weren't charging anybody for their back office. We weren't charging anybody for their wallet. Nothing. But what we've discovered now, especially now that we're transferring our entire community over to a new one, is that there's a lot of people that came in and got that gift. And because it meant nothing to them except, oh, it's cryptocurrency, I've heard it. Oh, you're giving it away free? I'll take it. You know, it takes a few minutes to set up. Okay, just need a name and an email address, a real email address, because you do get 2 emails that you will have to open up and click on it to set up the back office, and the other one to set up your wallet, which they will deposit your Kringles into. Those Kringles today are worth $3,000. We're giving away $3,000 to every day-old child in the world who wants it. Except we do charge $10 now. We have to give it some kind of value. We have to let the people say, oh, I've got to spend $10 to get what, 3,000? How's that for leverage? But they're going to pay a lot more attention to what's going on if they spend the amount. At least they are. It's going to be in the back. Yeah, I have that in a while. If it's going, it will keep them involved. Okay. Here's the other leverage. Okay. Make sure you're sitting down when I say this. If you've never heard this before, because you never have heard this before. There's never been leverage like this. A current coin, which you want Billionaire, billion people, is today worth $8 million. But we will give you a reward if you buy $100 worth of Kringles at the current Kringle price of that day. Once your purchase is validated on both ends, and when I say that, it's because admin doesn't sell any coins. Those of us who have bought coins, the people that you could purchase coins from. Does that make sense? It makes real good sense. Okay, so once that purchase is validated, of 100 Kringles. Add, because that's what you can divide one full coin into, 100 million cookie reward. We call it the point system. Okay, we're 100 million cookies into your back office. You'll be able to see it right there. Now, during a redemption period, and we are currently going through our second redemption period right now in the month of May. We'll have our third one. We went to your back office where those cookies are, and however many cookies you have earned, purchased, whatever, you can then redeem over. So say you had only 100 million, only. And you clicked the button and you got redeemed, and 100 million Kringles was deposited into your wallet. Kringles, that's the real deal. 100 million Kringles is one full billion coin, which will be worth $3 billion within 2 to 3 years at the latest. Okay? You know how fast 2 or 3 years is going to go by, folks? So $110. Spend $110, become a billionaire times 3. Or a 3 billionaire, I should say, times 3, right? So kind of I wanted to let you guys know is available. That sounds mind-boggling. We've never heard of leverage like that. It sounds like a scam. All of this is unreal because our minds are not used to abundance. Our minds are not. We have been brainwashed into having a scarcity mindset. And there's not enough, people. There's not enough. There's just enough for us 2,000 billionaires, but the rest of you billions and billions and billions and billions of people, sorry. And we have to charge you for everything that should be free. Electricity, Wi-Fi, the internet, phone service, water, food. Think about that. We have so much water on this planet, it's not even funny. You ever heard of desalination? Guess what? The whole country of Kuwait lives on 100% desalinated water. It's the purest water out there because the way they desalinate it is through a distillation process. And a distillation is what do they call it? I threw a blank on the word. Distilled process. It's what they use to make the water that they'll create a saline solution that they'll put into your arm to rehydrate you. It has to be pure hydrogen and water. Can't have anything else in it except, okay, or the saline solution to hydrate water. If there's a bunch of minerals in there, the way it binds to the hydrogen, and that hydrogen is what hydrates your body. You can't understand about water either. And I do, simply because, again, but the point is, there's no limit to the abundance of what this world has. There's no reason why every country and every person on this planet should be drinking water. The fact that they're not is absolutely a thing that you can think of. It's pathetic. We have poverty everywhere in third world countries. Right here in America, you can see them on the downtown streets, living in tents on the sidewalks. Okay, so for the first time in your life, you have a leverage where you can spend $110 and become an instant multimillionaire and a future billionaire. Get used to it. Obviously, not everybody's going to believe, and we don't want everybody to believe. We only need 1 billion out of 7. like-minded individuals. And then we'll have more than enough to create abundance for twice as many. For 13 more billion people, we would be able to supply complete abundance to with our Kringles at that point. Okay? And we're going to need abundance. I mean, that's what we need. We'll not only have freedom, but we'll have our power back in us, the people. It would be we the people again. For the first time since 1913 in America, and even longer for people, outside of America. What we want to build, because we'll have the money. Airports, we'll pay for military, we'll build infrastructures, we'll pay people to make the food, desalinate the water to create more plants. Okay? There's plants, they're desalinating water right now in America. It's just not enough. They're doing a lot of it over in Australia. Okay? But they don't like it. The central banking systems don't like it. Because they want you to feel like there's no water. And you're about to hear that just here in Arizona, Nevada, California. Hey, there's no water. You guys are running out of water. You better give us some money so we can somehow figure this out and fix it. Anything they can do to take your money so that they can control you, they're going to do. So anytime you see anything come up where they're asking you for money and they're trying to scare you, there's your clue right there that it's deep state. There's your clue right there that those are the evil people that you should be at war with. Not war with guns and killing, but war with uniting. Just the patriots is enough to create unlimited power. We'll give the people anything and everything they want to do if we just, that is what the Billion Coin is about. We are a private cryptocurrency, not on the market. We have a slight bit of control with our wallet system. We reach $1 billion, our first billion, we turn that wallet system right back over to completely decentralized because there's no reason to keep any more control. But we have control, which is what you want, right? Because how are you going to get wealthy if the wealthy that are already wealthy and you're not wealthy buy up all of our coins and leave you nothing? Okay, is it starting to hit? We're not the only coin that's going to end up being an abundance-based coin. There's already one in the making. It's coming out in April next year. It's by the Telegram messaging. 1 million people in service in March. 200 million. You know how messaging services are, chatting services, social media. People are just attracted to them because they know them. They've been around for so long. And we love to be in communication with each other. But it's a different animal, cryptocurrency. People don't understand that. Well, I've got cash. I got a bank account. I got my debit card on me. They never realize, or they don't want to. And that's really what it is. That they're just going to take that away from us, or it's going to crash. Even though we've seen it crash. Even though some of us are still alive who have experienced losing everything in 2008 and 2009. Okay? Cryptocurrency needs to be a process of education. Okay? I'm a perfect example. I found out about Bitcoin in 2011. It just sounded crazy to me. Internet money, and it sounded nuts. So I never checked it out. I didn't check it out until 2016. It was out there so much because it had finally gotten on a trading exchange, which made it popular, which was a mistake, but it was also a benefit. You know what I'm saying? But it also allowed our coin to come out in actually, March of 2016. So I got involved a year ago, about 3 or 4 days after the Billion Coin. I was doing more research on Bitcoin. I had purchased some in the latter part of 2015 and was just doing more research, trying to educate myself. And I hate tech stuff. So I was forcing myself to learn about blockchain technology, which don't ask me to talk about it because I don't know anything about it. I just know enough to know what it is. Okay. And when I came across my first video on the Billion coin, the rest is history. Okay. So we are offering not only a solution to all financial problems. Think about the financial problems, people. There's a link to a video on 2020 from last month. Okay. Go check out that video. You can go through it in 40 films. It's right on the ABC 2020 channel. It's about women who have been oppressed and abused by the system, by men, because if they want to work, they're going to do what their boss is going to tell them to do if they want to keep their job. It's about waitresses. It's about food servers. It's about anything out there. Anything out there that women are involved in. It's sickening to get woken up to that and realize, you know what, that's what my daughter has to look forward to. It doesn't matter how educated she is. If there's a man in position of power above her, go watch that. It's real news. But you know what a solution for that is? The Billion coin, the Kringle coin. This one out there go and be forced to work under conditions like that because they have to feed their family, to feed their kids, keep a roof over their head. No, they'll be full abundance. They'll have money. They'll work only if they want to. And people love to work, but it will change the system. Men won't dare do stuff like that anymore. They just won't be able to. That's just one solution. Can you start thinking of all the other solutions that abundance will bring and the problems we're having in the world today because of lack, because of scarcity, because of oppression, because of poverty? We have crime due to lack. People need money to survive, so they steal and they kill to get your money. Now, if everybody had abundance and everybody had money, there would be no crime motivated by lack. There's still going to be crime motivated by hate. We can't get rid of hate. But we can get rid of poverty. This is crazy. It's insane. Okay, so leverage again. Leverage, leverage, leverage. You've never seen it like it. What do you have to lose? $110. Okay, if we're a scam and you lose $110, not only is my reputation, but that are out there pushing this community of 3 million people. I mean, there's another thing you can just look at. There we have 3 million people, but we don't have 100 million that have a coin. They haven't taken advantage of the leverage. It just goes to show you people are skeptical and people don't realize what they have, especially if you give it to them completely free. So now, from now on, starting June 1st, if you're a new person and you come in to our system, and all those people, those 3 million people that came in and got their free gift, the only way they're going to hang on to the free gift is if they cough up $10. That should wake them up. That should make them a part of the system. Just logic and common sense, people. $10 is nothing. That's once a year. You would have, it would be a steal if it was $50 a month for what we're giving you for it. I'm not just talking about the $2,000 in coins. It's $2,000 today, not three. I've been wrong in saying that. $2,000 we're giving away free, but you get a back office that has so much value to it. It's not even funny. Okay, and you get a free wallet, a lifetime, with no transaction fees. None whatsoever. Okay, those of you who are dealing in cryptocurrency know what I'm talking about. Because every time you use it, there's a transaction fee. Those of you dealing with banks, which is all of us, know about transaction fees. That's how they gouge us. They gouge us in every possible way they can. And I talk about this on my videos. I'll just be repeating myself, but I'm passionate. And I'm not mad, but I have emotion I don't like to be emotional, but I don't know what you'd call it. It's a passion to get rid of that old system and change things. And it's always been there, but I've never been able to do anything about it because there has been nothing any of us can do about it. When we see poor people or people, beggars that are, with their hands out, we give them money, don't we? That's all we can do. Or we'll go in the store and buy them something, or we'll pay it forward for somebody just because it makes us feel good. Those are the people we want in our community. You like-minded individuals. Because now you can do a whole lot more. You can eliminate those individuals' problems, lack of money. You can take the mentally ill and give them a great life, a roof over their head, everything they need. I have spent so much, an entire year, changing my scarcity mindset over to abundant. And I don't know if some of you who are new and still under that scarcity mindset, which is the vast majority of this world, can even understand what I feel. It is so, I never in my life thought I would be thinking the way I am now. Not exactly in the way I'm thinking. It changes you. Okay? And being an individual who has always been passionate about freedom, always been passionate about the truth will always end up being backed by evidence or fact. That's what you know truth is. Anything else will never be backed up by a fact or evidence. And it will be a lie. It will be the untruth. That's how you find truth. Freedom. Okay? And now we're in a position to actually do something about it, and we are living in absolutely the most amazing times that you and I have ever lived in. That people all over the world have ever lived in. Okay? And God willing, we're going to be around to see it all happen in the very near future. But be prepared a little bit, common sense, logic. Get involved by looking at the information below this video in the description. Click on the links. thebillioncoin.info is our main site. blog.thebillioncoininfo is from the admin who posts almost every day to keep us updated. You see that happening in Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency? The creator keeping them updated every single day. Here's what's going on. Here's where we're achieving this and we're achieving that. Here's the latest promo. Here's the latest thing that I thought up. And this guy's a genius. For the people that he is. The creators of this coin are very, very smart. And they know what they're doing. And there's no stopping us. There isn't. I can't figure out how it can be stopped. The only way it can be stopped is by shutting down the electric grid in the entire world. All at the same time. When people come out and they tell me, Paul, they're going to ban Bitcoin in this country or that country. No, they can't ban a cryptocurrency. All they could do is ban the centralized trading exchanges and the markets from doing business in their country. They could ban the miners in their country. This is what China did. But people don't understand why China did this. And this is the problem. Russia's our enemy. Iran's our enemy. No, they're not. North Korea's our enemy. No, they're not. They've just been made to look like that. China banned it for a particular, very good reason, because they needed to create faith in their billion people that their yuan, which is now backed by gold, is real. Once that has been accomplished, cryptocurrency will be allowed back into China. Mark my word, cryptocurrency is not going away. It's not. Watch what's going on with Venezuelans. Watch. It's a good thing. It's a very, very good thing. Money creates peace, or at least it could create a tremendous amount of peace. It doesn't change ideology. It creates so much. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go. Spend an hour and 15 minutes. What is today? Taco Tuesday. All right, so go get your tacos. I'm scheduled tomorrow, same place, same time, same channel. 5 o'clock Pacific Daylight. I don't yet know. I can do some research, come up with something. But like I said, it's going to be geared towards a specific subject of education. Okay, I'll always say something in the beginning, the basics about TBC, the Kringle coin, what we have, and the leverage. I'll come up with a system eventually where it will be really fast. I'll get it done in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then the rest can be spent on the subject of educating you as to why cryptocurrency is never going away, why it is an option, and why we are an option and a solution. Okay, and why you need to get involved for whatever reason, and here's some education. Okay, because we have a hard time forcing ourselves to go educate ourselves. A lot of us don't even have time to keep up on world economics or world geopolitical, events. Most of us don't. But if we could get on a video that we know says, okay, here's what's going on in Syria, here's what's going on in Iran, here's what's going on with the economy of this or that or this, something that will catch their attention. That's what I want to do. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but that's my wish, is to be organized like that and to get through, if I do an hour and 15 minutes, I want it to be powerful. I want everybody to be glued and like, what's he going to say next? Okay, and I've never been like that. I just don't have that kind of, my brain isn't wired that well, especially with the English language, which was my worst subject in high school. And it was even worse when I took college courses. But I'm mostly self-educated. It's just like math. I don't have a passion for it, so I was never good at math. But I forced myself to learn it when I got my real estate license because of that. You had to pass a test. And I wasn't going to take a chance of failing. So I forced myself, and will be forcing myself to learn this stuff so I can turn around and tell you guys about it. Let me do the work. Just listen. Just watch. Or watch any of the videos that any of the amazing people that are out there doing these 24/7 videos. They're in half-hour slots in a 24-hour period. Half-hour slots. We got 48 people doing videos every day. Okay? And we can even double that. We can have 2 people doing videos at the same time just to get more videos into the system. Okay? But those of us are doing what we can. Why? Because we're passionate. Are we gaining anything out of it? The only thing we're getting, hopefully, is somebody that comes along and joins our community, as that raises the overall price of our coin and gets us closer to 1 billion. Okay? Or the next million. Okay? Plus, admin is so free with his rewards. He rewards anybody for doing anything. Hey, he's going to reward you with coin. Okay? It's all. Okay? So please, get involved. I don't eat too many tacos. See you guys tomorrow. All right? Thanks for watching.